good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports.
Well, this is such a fitting day here today, this being the 1st of October, and you know what comes in October? Halloween. We are here at Dover, Delaware for the Extreme Custom Paints 175 at the Monster Mile. I am your host, Alan Brown, and joining me today in the booth for today's action is going to be Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. Looking forward to this race. This is one of the coolest tracks to watch a race at. The very abrasive concrete surface, the high banking. It's just a neat facility. You said it, man. The Monster Mile. It's gonna be tearing up some tires tonight and maybe setting off a few tempers. We've seen some guys have a little trouble in practice getting around this track and keeping that car up underneath them, but looking forward to it. It'll be a pretty fun race.
And down there on pit road, he can see all the sawzalls and everything getting ready for this, what might be a little bit carnage of a race. That's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, I know you were a little bummed out on Wednesday. We were at a road course, but man, I think we're at your hometown here tonight.
Well, yeah, it's short track is kind of my home. Delaware is definitely not my home. It's not my state, and I will leave it at that. However, it's going to be fun. 96 degrees. It's hot, and I think we're going to see some fireworks, maybe some explosions, some death threats. I don't know. It's going to be a little crazy. I think these guys are going to get heated. Your Alan English was talking about the tire situation getting, cheese grated, and that's gonna cause some tempers to flare at some point during this race. Just my prediction.
Cheese grated. I might have to steal that one later on as we take a look at today's conditions. Looks pretty accurate to what a fall condition would be here today. Nice and sunny, not too hot. I'm sure that track temperature, though, as these cars go around, is going to heat up quite a bit. Just a nice high banked mile track here today, and today's key to the race: don't let that monster grab you, as these tires are falling off nice concrete surface. You're gonna see these guys drift up closer and closer to that outside wall, and if you're not careful, it will eat you up.
Yeah, that wall will reach out and grab you once these cars start pushing. I don't know if we'll see loose conditions or if they'll just start getting tighter and tighter. I guess it depends on what kind of line you run. If you're trying to diamond the corners or not, we may see some guys develop a loose condition. But having that tight condition happen to you, and then you bounce off of these walls, and when you bounce off that wall, that's when the car's going to get upset, and that's when you're going to oversteer and spin out. So looks like we're about time for qualifying, I believe.
just about. And again, still really haven't changed any numbers or colors for any of these guys, because dang near just about the entire field is locked into these playoffs. But we do have a couple drivers that are in pretty much must-win situations. One of those being Mr. Stephen McComas, as he missed some time. I think another one who's kind of sitting on that bubble is Michael Buckley currently.
Yeah, that might be a useful tool. It's like when we get the playoffs started, changing some car numbers in our graphics package to show, hey, these guys are on the bubble, these guys are below the cut line, or these guys are out. Kind of color code stuff. That's actually a pretty good idea there, Brown.
Sounds like a lot of work, but yes, McComas definitely has a lot of work cut out for him. And Corey Wakefield looks like he's back tonight. Kind of same situation. He's sitting about 20th place in the standings. He needs a real good showing tonight.
Woo, the 31 of Alan Dixon getting a little bit loose there, smacking the outside wall during his second qualifying lap. That's your money lap right there.
And another big welcome back to Manny Valdez, the fastest chicken in the South. He's been out the last few weeks, but man, it's good to see him back. But you know, he's gonna have to be a little careful here. Some of these guys have gotten racy as of late, and he's gonna need to watch his back.
Man, he's anything but rusty. Look, he's 2/10. He's got 2/10 on the next car behind him. Pete Van Sprundle at him, so you could tell he hadn't really missed a lick.
No, but there's going to be some factors come into play. He runs really hot laps, and he may level out here. And when he runs into some lap traffic or stuff like that, it's going to happen. So I think these guys can hang with him for a little bit, and you know, we'll see if he can be the fastest chicken in Delaware tonight.
There you go.
So we take a look here as Justin Barkley is making his last attempt to throw in a good timed lap, and he comes in and he does not improve. So unfortunate for him. You know, I think he's had a little bit of trouble once when he switched over from that mac and cheese bait. I think he's had some bad luck there.
Bring back the mac and cheese, man.
Well, his paint job looks amazing right now.
Yeah, that's one of them. I think that old Red Stick Mike did. Another guy who paints cars, who's our race sponsor tonight, Joe Archer. You see at the top of your screen there above the standings. They're Extreme Custom Paints. Check them out on Facebook. They have a little Facebook group. You can scroll down through that group and look at the different car paints that Joe's done. They look great. So thanks a lot, Joe, for sponsoring tonight's race. The Extreme Custom Paints 175 here at Dover.
Yeah, doesn't he give back to the community as well with that project? So that's pretty cool.
I believe so.
I think
I kind
he
of got
does.
sidetracked when I was doing my research.
I'm just guessing. I know Joe's a good guy. He's always giving back. And then, speaking of giving back, I mean, we're about to give back some fights and fun back to the Midwest Days of Thunder family. I'm looking forward to this. I see one of them Nidec boys showed up, so they don't like
there you go.
They don't like to stop, let people around, so it's gonna be fun.
Doesn't look like the Angry Idiots crew is gonna put in. Well, no, Greg Klein did. Greg Klein put a lap time in. Schimmel and Fiorello have elected not to make a qualifying pass.
Same thing with Mr. Alan Dixon, Gary Sargent, and Corey Wakefield, which, we all know and have seen Alan Dixon's strategy there kind of as of late. He's been pretty cautious around some of these places, especially something that's kind of I don't want to say like a big gamble or anything here at Dover, but something like this where really just if you can get your car through it, you're going to find yourself up into that top 10, top 5 pretty easily.
Yeah, we saw him have a little bit of trouble during qualifying, but maybe he's just electing to sit in the back, try to avoid some stuff early here and work his way up.
Yeah, that definitely can help here, but this banking makes this track super fast for how small it is, and I think it's going to make for some real fun action. And speaking of fun action, the team standings, we'll get into that at some point, though. That makes this Midwest Days of Thunder really special. You know, a little team standings, team championship. So everybody's going for that.
As our drivers start to show up here onto the grid, let's tell you where everybody is starting out. Manny Valdez, like you said, kind of shaking off that rust pretty quickly there, winning pole position. He's going to be on that inside front row with William Brown sitting there on that outside starting P2. Justin Malarkey had a pretty good qualifying time there, starting up there in third, with Matt Thorne starting fourth. In fifth, you got the 80 of sneaky Pete Van Sprundle with Tony Fry starting on that outside in sixth. Taylor Mowry will be here in seventh with Red Stick Mike Simone in eighth. Ninth, we've got Michael Buckley, and rounding out that top 10 is Stephen McComas.
Now, we talked about it a minute ago. Ohio man, the 24 of Joe Nidick, starting in 11th. The 92, Oklahoma boy, Greg Klein, starting in 12th. 22, Mac and Cheese man, Justin Barkley, starting in 13th. The Sarge, Gary Sargent, in the 28 car, rolling up 14th. The 31, Alan Dixon, in 15th. The 25, the Italian Stallion from Arkansas, Eric Fiorello, starting in 16th place. The 16 car of Corey Wakefield, starting in 17th. And the 96, the angry idiot himself, Derek Schimmel, starting in 18th.
Yeah, and he is angry. He may be real angry after this one.
Already? Man.
I'll say, we haven't even taken our first official lap around here following this pace car yet, man. How can you be angry?
I just think he will
Just
be.
in general.
Just a guess.
So these guys do follow that pace car around. I expect to see some maybe big moves early, or people moving backwards as a pace car coming down pit road. That's also going to be something to watch out for, is pit stops, as you can easily go laps down. But you know, the green flag's ready and up and waving for these drivers. Here we go. Green flag racing. Looks like William Brown was able to get a fantastic jump on that restart, but he kind of lost it a little bit to Manny Valdez down there on that inside. He will slide back down, and we're kind of single filed out here up in the front. We're going to take a quick look back here, and you got Taylor Mowry and Matt Thorne side by side. That's a battle for sixth. Looks like Taver will take that one away from Matt. And even as we go further back and further back, we got the 24 of Joe Nidick getting around Michael Buckley there. And yeah, that's about it.
Orange had a rough start there. Don't know what the deal was on that high line, but lost a few positions like right away. So I know I talked to him earlier today about this race, and he was really not looking forward to it. He's not a fan of Dover, but it's kind of showing early that he's having a little bit of trouble with it already. So hopefully it'll come to him.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Just run your race. Try to run the track. Don't try not to worry about who's around you. You got to make your marks at a track like this. You know. Speaking of making his marks, right behind him in the 27 car of Mike Simone. Look at that paint scheme. Amazing. Bandit special. I love it.
And it looks like behind him he's got Greg Klein trying to slide up that inside of Stephen McComas. Looks like he will get it done. He's trying to get some passes and get up towards that front while he still has tires here early, which might be a good call, but at the same time, if this thing goes green, that those tires are going to be feeling it coming towards the end.
Yeah, looks like he kind of, they doored each other there a little bit on that when Greg made the pass, so I don't think it caused much damage though.
Isaac Wilson on YouTube pulling for Malarkey, of course, one of his drivers. Danny D saying, good luck, everybody. McComas is 14th in the standings. Thanks for that info, Isaac. And Newman Fan 316 saying, "Kick ass, Manny. This ought to be an easy win for you. It should be at least, but."
Well, it should be, but right now that 48 is still sitting on that back bumper. Hasn't let him get away too much there, and kind of just lurking in that background is Justin Malarkey. He was caught up and kind of backed off a little bit. He's also got Tony Fry trying to sneak his way up through here as well.
Tony Fry just a couple of laps ago set the fastest time here so far at 22:61. Thank you, Miss Pam on Facebook, pulling for Taver and Joe today.
Yeah, you got to keep it in the family.
Yep, that's right. Joe Nidek and Taver Maury, of course, relatives. And I think they're cousins, I believe.
I don't know. We get it wrong every time.
Something like that.
They are related. We can confirm that.
So we kind of look around through the field here. Eric Fiorillo seems to not be having a night that he is particularly liking so far. Things could most definitely change. He's currently still sitting back here in 17th, looking like he's trying to make a move on his teammate Derek Schimmel, and I'm sure those two are talking like, all right, I'm going to start to make a move here as William Brown and Justin Malarkey start to go at it side by side. They go through turns 1 and 2, giving each other plenty of room as this is early in the race. We still have a ton of laps to go. That 73 is not letting go, but it looks like that outside line is definitely getting a better run off of these corners, as the 64 might have just barely tapped the wall there, but it didn't seem to hurt him as the 73 starts to drift up the track. Good job from him for avoiding the contact.
Yeah, that's about the most action we got out here right now. Kind of single filing out. People, these guys have zero fast repairs. They've raced around each other a bunch. They kind of know, hey, this is definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. So that's kind of what I think we're going to see here at the first part of this race. And as we see some tire wear here, I think people might make a few moves.
Yeah, I think the time will definitely be coming here once we get quite a few laps in.
So Justin Malarkey had a bad corner, allowed Tony Fry to kind of get back up there, but man, he collected himself back together really, really quick. Got some momentum. He's now looking back up that inside of William Brown. He's trying to maybe get something done, but William Brown's driving a pretty defensive line there in the middle of the track and kind of diamonding that corner, which makes this very tricky to pass as the 64 gets into the wall a little bit behind him. That's going to allow Taver Maury to slide on up through, so Taver Maury sliding all the way up into 4th.
Pam telling us on Facebook.
Oh, as we're wrecking.
Oh, Lord.
73 of Malarkey.
Malarkey, yeah.
And William Brown got together. I think William Brown was able to find his way out of it.
Right in the middle of the backstretch, too.
Yeah, and then look at Taver just slice right through that. How lucky was he?
Let's take a look at that. Looks like the 73 was drifting up to come off the corner and just ran out of room. And woo, boy, that 48 got really close to that 5 as he was going around.
Yeah, Taver's got his good luck charm watching tonight because he sliced right through that Days of Thunder style, and they were coming down here to the pits. They already want tires, guys.
Yeah, that was quick. Yeah, Joe Nidek is Taver's uncle, is what Pam was telling us on Facebook.
Okay.
Right there, we had our first accident tonight. Looks like everybody's coming.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, might as well.
Track's hot. Tires are very valuable. You have this league. We don't. I think unlimited tires, so there's no amount. So you can get them every time. 80% fuel, so they're going to reset their fuel window here as well. But I think they're going to run out of tires before they're ever going to run out of fuel. Be my opinion.
And hopefully some of these guys practiced coming into the pits because 35 miles an hour. That's your top speed. That's your speed limit in the pits. And they are not very forgiving on that. If you go a couple over, you're done. You're getting a black flag. You're going to have to come back in and do a stop and go. But 35 miles an hour, it's one of the slowest, I think, at any NASCAR track. And that's creeping, especially when you're used to running, well over 100.
Yeah, stop and go penalty here. It's almost like a death penalty.
It's almost like you're going to lose a lap.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that. So Tabor is going to set up here close to the fastest chicken in the South. He got a little bit of good luck. He's up 5 positions and looking forward to some more. We had a good green flag run there. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Nice, solid 15 laps just to get the juices flowing. And speaking of which, we really didn't talk about it. What do you guys think at like a pit window here is? Is it about 50 laps? Because I know 80% of fuel can go a long way here at a mile track.
I bet you could do probably 80 laps here, but your tires are going to be junked by then. We do know of a few of these guys that are notoriously good at saving tires. Even so, I mean, you're going to lose so much time. The fall off is going to be so great because, like Adam was saying, this abrasive concrete surface is like a cheese grater on these tires. It's just tearing them up. I don't think fuel window is quite as important here as how long can they make the tires last?
Yeah, that's definitely the question as the pace car's off, Brown.
As we're gonna hopefully find that question out here today. Manny once again gonna lead us to this green flag, but he's got Taver Mowry sitting on that outside. Tony Fry's gonna be sitting in a pretty good spot here, starting in third, and away we go. Stacked 2 wide.
Good jump.
All the way down into turn number 1. Taver got a great jump there, but I think that bottom line, because it is, the shortest way around the track, I think it has just a slight advantage if you can not get the best of jumps. It won't absolutely hurt you. So Manny is able to hold off that little bit of a charge there from Taver and regain that lead.
It went 3 wide for 9th place for a split second there as Eric Fiorello had to lift out of it, but now he's getting the better of Buckley as he passes him on the inside.
As Derek Schimmel also looking to maybe try to claw his way up to that front little group. Pete Van Sprundle was able to get around Tony Fry on that restart, so he's up into third. Something we don't see too much out of Sneaky Pete. He's usually right around that top 5, but not quite often in that top 3, so good on him to be moving up this early. Let's see, what else do we got going on? We got
16. Corey Wakefield's up 8 spots. Pretty solid performance so far from the 16. I'm sorry.
Yeah, somebody's having some connection issues. I was just listening in on the scanner. Haven't pinpointed who it is, but we'll have to pay attention to that.
I think from what I've been seeing, I think it might be Manny.
Well, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
But Manny's locked in the playoffs, It'd probably be best for him if he's having connection issues just to kind of step aside.
Well, if you know anything about Manny, if you're not first, you're last. He's kind of got a little bit of that mentality going on, so he's not going to give up so easily. As the 16 almost gets into the back of the 70 of McComas, is able to get out of it just in time. But right behind him, they've got looks like an impatient Eric Fiorello getting ready to make a move on them, and you got Derek Schimmel trying to get around Michael Buckley still. He's looking to that inside. He's also got Justin Malarkey maybe trying to work his way back up through this pack. Damage not gonna play too much of an issue here, but he's definitely trying to make that work, and he does. And the 24 of Joe Neidick was able to fall through there, as well as the 25 of Fiorello is trying to get around Wakefield, and it looks like he will with the window closing. Man, that was tight.
He's a man possessed this week. He's had such bad luck here recently. I think that's why he switched back to his Coke paint from the Sprite paint, because it just seemed like it wasn't doing him any favors. If you're the superstitious type.
Yeah, and Malarkey's he's really pressing hard with that U.S. Navy Blue Angels car. He's got some damage, but it's not. I don't think it's slowing him down. He's really up there on the bumper of Derek Schimmel. Looks like he's going to try to pass him at some point here.
As someone who's also on that bumper, you got Taver Mallory. Man, he is not letting Manny go either. He is still sitting right there on that bumper. Same thing with that 64 of Tony Fry. He was able to sneak back around Pete Van Sprundle, and we'll just have to see how that's work as Mike Simone now gets around Pete Van Sprundle. So Pete's slowly moving backwards, which might be a little bit of strategy, saving up those tires.
Mike Pimpere chiming on Facebook saying go Wakefield. He's pulling for the 16 this week. Mike's out camping, I believe.
A couple of Maine boys.
Yep.
Malarkey made the pass there on Derek Schimmel, and he's heading, looks like, for Alan Dixon next, is in his crosshairs.
Yeah, Kobe the Goat on YouTube saying, wowza. So almost a big one. Glad the 5 got through it. Davey Hendricks saying he'd be coming for tires too at this place. And I'm telling you, it's every single guy came in and got some tires on that.
As Greg Klein making it through Pete Van Sprundle, and during which Van Sprundle drifted high out into the wall, so that allowed Matt Forns to get his way up through there as well. So Pete Van Sprundle's starting to struggle here a little bit. Maybe overheated the tires a little bit. He's going to let them cool down before he can get back going again. And you were kind of mentioning it, Alan Dixon. Well, right now that his problem isn't just Malarkey, who is catching at him fairly quickly. He's got up to Corey Wakefield and maybe looking to make a pass here as they come through turns 3 and 4. No, he's going to kind of wait this one out, stay out a little bit wide, diamond that corner, and cut it back down low. He's making a move coming across the line. His nose was able to get there first, so he's got that position. That 73 is also going to try to sneak through as the 16 is kind of out of line a little bit, not able to take the corner as well as he likes. Same thing with the 24. Or excuse me, the 48, not 48, the 24. Yeah. Well, the 24 is coming through as well, but
everybody taking advantage, yeah. Once that ball is open, they're going around. 16 and the 24 wrecking into each other right at the start-finish line.
Yeah, but they were able to somehow keep it straight. So no caution flag out here yet. The leaders are probably going to come around and catch them fairly quickly, but man, for a couple guys that were trying to get back into this race, that's not what you want to see, as William Brown is trying to go up that inside of Alan Dixon. It looks like he will be able to complete that pass. Not too many issues there. I think Alan Dixon realized what was going on here, and it's just like, I'll let these guys go.
Yeah, a lot of gentlemanly racing out here at the moment. I haven't seen anything crazy, where there's going to be a fight or anything, so that's good. But I'm watching Malarkey, and it just seems like he's hitting his marks, he's doing what he needs to do, and he's pushing forward. So he at the end of this race, I think we're going to see him at least somewhere up there, definitely in the top 5.
You can see Joe Nidick here coming down pit road. I believe that's probably going to be getting some damage fixed by the looks of it. You also got, the 22 of Justin Barkley trying to get around Gary Sargent. Gary, haven't seen you racing here in a little bit, so good to see you back here.
I think Nidick, he had some pretty good damage from that wreck we saw right there at the start-finish line, so I'm sure he's in there getting his car beat on a little bit with some hammers.
We got some good action down here at 10th place, 48, 73.
Woo!
And
Ooh, we got a
No,
gaggle.
almost here. Nope, not quite.
Man, we had a whole gaggle, and right in the middle of it was Pete Van Sprundle, who was just probably begging these guys, "Hey, don't wreck me." As Pete Van Sprundle gets up into the wall, it's gonna let the 31 of Alan Dixon come around and take that spot. Eric Fiorello is gonna drift high, and these guys are gonna take advantage of that and get around him on that bottom side. And William Brown was able to figure out some space and was able to get around Malarkey. So both Brown and Malarkey involved in that first caution, working their way up through this field.
Fiorello dropping back again as we see the 80 is, he's got the 23 right, or 28 right on his butt there.
Yeah, I mean, his paint scheme is scary.
I was going to ask you about that. I thought,
Yeah.
we'll get Adam to talk about that.
No, I don't
Paint
like
scheme
it
on that,
at all. I'm going to go ahead and not look at his car. He can keep dropping to the back as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Sneaky Pete.
That's not nice.
Sorry, Sneaky Pete. It is a cool paint scheme.
You got a clown hater, though.
I'm just not a clown guy, you know. Midget clowns are the worst, but that's a whole nother ball game. But Malarkey and Brown are really.
It's Red Stick Mike Simone making a move up the inside of Taver Mallory. This is for second place, and sitting right behind him is Greg Klein, just waiting for these guys to kind of figure things out. As Mike Simone gets checked up a little bit, Taver was kind of running that middle line, and that kind of looked like right where Mike Simone wanted to go, as Mike Simone drifts up into the wall. And
Even the 22 are wrecking back here in
Yeah, what happened back there?
turn 3.
Oh, me. Justin
Get that
Barkley's
one.
missing a weird deck lid
Yeah.
and everything.
31 on the radio saying, "Hey man, that was my fault." I guess he bounced off the wall, like we said could happen.
Yeah, it's like a springboard here for sure. Yeah.
Ooh, yep, that's exactly what happened. 25 narrowly missing that.
Sneaky Pete with his clown cars down here on pit road.
Man, those two kind of wrecked in the same pattern. It was like choreographed, one of those choreographed dances.
Pirouette spinning.
Like synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
William Wilson on Facebook saying, "Let's go Latte Motorsports," and Kobe the Goat saying, "Let's go 28." He's pulling for Sergeant.
Yeah, everybody's coming down on pit road, but yeah, let's talk about the standings for the team championship. That's Midwest States of Thunder, I think, puts a huge emphasis on the team aspect, and I know it's a big bragging right deal with these guys. And let me check out the team standings right now. I think Latte Motorsports is first, and Angry Idiots are kind of in second place there somehow. I don't know. They're angry and they're idiots. I don't know how they're there.
Consistency, man. If you look week after week, Greg Klein, if he's not on the podium, he's close. And we talked about Eric having some bad luck, but for the most part, he's been fairly consistent.
Yeah, Bash Brothers, Nidec Racing, North-South Racing, Speed Demon Motorsports, and No Toad Motorsports. So that's kind of a cool thing with Midwest States of Thunder. Another cool thing is especially starting next season, you have ARCA, Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. It's kind of progressive, you kind of just keep moving up the ladder if that's what you want to do.
Work your way up,
right, yeah. So these are the top tier drivers for Midwest States of Thunder. Pretty fun stuff to watch. I think the car count's going to get higher next season, Cup, and the car counts are super high in
Xfinity.
ARCA and Xfinity right now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
really good league these guys put together.
So if you're looking for a league, get into this one. They've really come a long way with not just with increasing membership and all that, but I don't know if the 31 stopped in time there. He may have rolled past that line. I don't know if he's going to get a penalty here or not. I think he exited a closed pit exit, but we'll see as he comes back around.
Yeah, I think he was just spending a little extra time getting some damage fixed there. So if he gets a EOL, I don't think it's gonna hurt him too much, as I'm currently showing him 1 lap down. So we'll have to see.
Ryan Simone pulling for his dad on YouTube. So let's go 27. Good to see you here, Ryan.
Yeah, we saw him fighting up there, up at the front for like a second place, third place. Unfortunately, kind of tagging the wall as that caution was going on. So he stayed a little longer in pit road, but still not too bad, sitting there in 11th right now, just outside of that top 10. Right now, biggest mover of the race is Derek Schimmel, up 10 spots, currently sitting in 8th with Greg Klein, his teammate, up 9 spots, sitting up there in 3rd.
Idiots are on the move, man. It looks like Joe Neidick has called it a night. I think I heard his motor blow up when he came into the pits to get some of that damage fixed. I think the motor blew on him. So Joe Neidick and the 24 out for the night.
As these guys get ready to go back to racing here, once when the pace car comes down pit road the next time he gets near that entrance. And you know what, that was another solid run. That was right around another 20 or so laps, and these guys are
got a lot of racing to go still here too.
I think it, like we're talking about, I think it's the tires. You just get a little racy, and hey, if I can take 18 lap green flag runs all day, this is cool. This is a good race so far.
Sure. Here it comes, ducking down.
Here it comes. Manny Valdez leading every lap except for one, as he was pitting, and Corey Wakefield decided to get a bonus point here and stayed out a lap extra to lead one of these laps, and away we go. Side by side they go. Taver getting another great jump there on that restart, but that inside line is just able to pull on ahead. So those two are going to single file it out, as William Brown making a big move up towards that front. He's trying to work his way up through and into 6th. You also got Greg Klein just trying to do his best to keep up with Taver and Manny, because, man, Taver is not leaving Manny's bumper. Man gives it a little bit of a love tap, sends him outside towards that wall, but he's not able to take advantage of that run. He's going to still have to kind of look at that back bumper of that Zaxby's car for at least another lap.
All the way from the start of the race and every restart, we've seen that cars on the outside line getting down to the inside as fast as they possibly can, because you just can't compete with that inside line on
as Taver
restarts.
Tries to sneak his nose to that inside, and it looks like it checked both of them up a little bit. And man, that kind of threw Taver off his line a little bit, almost tagging that outside wall. And as these laps kind of continue to trickle down, that monster is gonna grab these guys one time or another.
Like the 80 car still sitting on pit road getting some damage fixed, and Wakefield as well.
He's got that sheet metal problem with that clown on it. I don't know what's going on. Alan Dixon, kudos to him. He's still putting in laps, but his fuel cell is exposed. He's just clicking them off, but he's having a rough one tonight.
Yeah, he was involved in that last caution, and that was a pretty big impact with that wall, as Justin Malarkey is trying to fight his way back up through this pack as well. William Brown was able to pretty easily make his way up towards that front, but Justin Malarkey not so much. He's kind of stagnant here in the middle of the pack, trying to find a way around Mike Simone right now. Speaking of William Brown, he's now back up into 5th. He was able to get around Schimmel and Fiorello.
Yeah, look at Schimmel moving up 12, man. Good on you, Derek. And Eric trying to make something happen back there too, up 9 positions. Look at all the angry idiots. They're all up 9, 12 positions here.
Yeah, look at them go. And you're talking about Justin Malarkey. I believe he has a real live spotter. I think that might help him in a situation like this. with
Isaac's on his pit box and talking
Right.
in his ear. And
talking
spotting.
to him. He definitely got his back right fender banged out, so he's looking real fast.
Look at the north-south guys getting together here. You got the 10 and the 27, 8th and 9th. Maybe if these guys can stick together a little bit, maybe they can make something happen. They're not really far back, so...
Well, Red Stick Mike just made just a small error there, and Justin Malarkey took advantage and passed him. So, no, they're together, and the teamwork plays a big role in this series, especially in this track, especially too. So.
As we
I'm
take
glad we have the team concept thing here. I think it adds a lot to the race. Sorry, Brian.
Now, as we take a quick look back up here at the front, Tony Fry's going to try to look to the inside of Greg Klein. He's going to be able to get in there, and I think Greg recognized that he's probably going to lose that position and lift it early, so it's not going to slow them both down too much, and maybe get a little bit of a draft from Tony Fry and hopefully get these leaders kind of back to a manageable distance to get a little bit of fight in there. But they got to be careful because William Brown is still clawing his way back up through this field and up towards that front.
And look, nothing's going to slow you down more than trying to race somebody for position, side by side. And Greg Klein kind of recognized that and let Tony Fry go by and said, "I'll get you later."
Yeah, and I'm still watching Justin Malarkey. This guy's working harder than real Mrs. Poindexter. He's just moving, man. Really smooth, really fast. He's coming up on Matt Horns right now. Look like you want to turn him. That'd be interesting.
He's running.
Now, from what it looked like to me there, it's just a slightly mistimed run. Like they're running the corner just a little bit different, and Malarkey's carrying just a little bit more speed into that corner, trying to figure out a way around, as they've also trying to pass the 25 of Fiorello there as well. And Mike Simone's trying to add his name to the mix as the 10's trying to go up the inside of Fiorello. He will. That's going to allow that 73 to move along as well.
Man, Malarkey's Blue Angels cars, he's about as fast as an F-18 out there tonight. He's running.
Oh, what did we miss up here? You had Greg Klein making a pass on Tony Fry. Same thing with William Brown, so I wonder if Tony Fry had a little bit of an issue there and maybe snagged that outside wall a little bit. So Klein back up into third, and looks like Red Stick Mike Simone is trying to work his way through that inside of Eric Fiorello right now as well.
And they're stacking up behind him because look at McComas. He was right there with him. We talked about it, side by side, just going to slow you both down. And the 70 came up, took advantage, and went to the inside there of Fiorello.
Yep, and the same thing with Michael Buckley. He's now looking through that inside, so it's not only just a case of side-by-side is going to slow you down, but when you kind of get pushed out of that line, you're essentially getting freight train back there, as now Gary Sargent looking to go up that inside line.
Yeah, there's a lot of action all over the track. It's just, it's hard to focus on one thing because they are spread out, but that doesn't mean they're not out there racing. There's a lot of little inside battles that are pretty fun to watch.
As Mike Simone gets around Derek Schimmel, moving his way up to 8th. We saw, right before that last caution, Mike Simone was running up there in 3rd, so he does have a little bit of pace here.
Thomas on YouTube saying, "Let's get Mario a win." That'd be something to see. Hopefully, one day we'll broadcast a deal where Tabor can pick up a win. And thanks for the kind words, Richard Gray. We always appreciate you, bud. Thanks for watching. And Pete Van Sprindle saying on YouTube he had 10 minutes of repairs, so that's why he's been sitting for so long. And thanks again, Ryan, for watching. We appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, that's too bad for Sneaky Pete. I hope they repair his car. He can get back out there.
Hopefully.
I'm showing him running right now, so he's back out there.
Well, look at him. Look at him go. I hope they wipe the paint off of that thing and he's still running it.
You hope they put some Varabond over the
I don't
clown
need to see.
pictures on there?
Yeah. disturbing.
As the 28 is Sergeant getting down as close to that apron as you possibly
They're
could.
stacking up behind them.
Man, oh man, we got a whole gaggle of people going on.
Clowns never hurt anybody.
Okay. I don't even want to get into that. It's a clown from Delaware somewhere trying to take everything from me right now.
That's Michael Buckley and Eric Fiorello were side by side there for a minute. Eric Fiorello kind of just losing a little bit of that pace. I wonder if he might have tagged that outside wall or something. As we got a wreck right in front of him. The
Caution's
70
out.
goes around. And that's going to collect, I believe, the 22 of Barkley.
Right
Kinda
as
towards the
Wakefield
end.
came into the pits.
Oh.
He was able to get into the pits before the wreck happened.
What would we run? A 25 lap run on that one?
Getting longer and longer.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So I hear some anger out there. That's what I'm talking about, boys.
Barkley got in it again. Man, that car's destroyed.
Oh, man, that was the 70 of McComas drifting out and into the, the 96 of Derek Schimmel. Not used to seeing that Mountain Dew car on him yet. And unfortunately, that's going to bring out that next
Look
caution.
at the 25, man. I tell you, changing that paint changed his luck. He just dodged another one. That's the second time we've seen the 25. At least the second time we've seen the 25 almost get into it.
Yeah, we'll go to one more view here with Eric Fiorello. Man, he had the track completely blocked until the last second. Holy smokes.
Man, that's incredible. Stephen McComas letting Derek know that he apologized for that. And sounds like Derek might be in this quiet place.
Yeah, I think everybody gets heated at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, man.
But I think once cooler heads prevail, I think they realize, hey, I made a mistake, and that happens, man. It's short track racing, so good for both of them. Even though I want to see a fight, but I don't.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Sounds like Derek's talking again, so we're good.
Yeah, well, I think Derek realized he got pretty lucky there. I don't think he got as much damage as he probably could have, so he definitely got lucky there. The person who really kind of, I'm going to say, probably suffered the most out of that was Justin Barkley, who just kind of ran out of room on that outside and had nowhere to go but into that 70.
I have to go back and look what happened with the 16 of Wakefield, because he's been sitting in the pits for a couple of minutes now.
His car looked like it got ate up by a damn. I don't know, like he put it in the shredder already. I mean, it's been damaged the whole race here.
Because
So
he
I think
wrecked,
he's just coming in and getting it fixed.
trying to fix it all during the caution. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
'cause
having a rough one.
He was able to get in right before that crash happened, so I knew he wasn't involved in this one, but he was probably involved in a previous.
Yeah, it was
incident
previous.
either.
He was coming down in the pits as that one happened. So he's just
Might as well
trying to.
sit there and get it fixed.
Yeah.
He'll
Exactly.
lose a couple laps anyhow, so might as well get that thing back running.
Hemlock Campground. Hemlock Farms. I don't know what it is. You can't
Hemlock
even read
Grove.
it anymore.
Hemlock Grove.
Yeah, you can't even read it on the car
Hemlock
anymore.
Grove Campground, yeah.
I know it's a campground in Maine, and he's just sitting in the pits, unfortunately.
And surprise, surprise, Manny Valdez still in the lead, having a solid pit stop. And Taver Maurer is going to be starting on that outside once again. But they got to be careful if they look in their rearview mirrors. They've got William Brown now back up there. And Justin Malarkey himself, he's back up there. He's now up into 6th. So those two guys, they were running up front there early and made their way back after that early incident.
Greg Klein dropping a spot, and the reason that's affects him a lot more this time around is because now he's stuck in the outside line again on a restart. So Greg would much rather be in 3rd right now, I think, than sitting in that 4th spot on the outside.
Yeah, but it tends to shake out pretty quickly here. He keeps running his race. He should, get up back in the third at least some point here.
Yeah, I'd rather
really
start,
good racing.
I'd rather start in third than second here. I mean, just because of the huge advantage that being on that inside line on these restarts, such a huge advantage that is.
Well, I think Turner's probably got the same mindset as me here. Is I'd rather start at one beer garden and end at the other end of the stands.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Yes, great call.
As a pace car is going to be coming down this time by, we're going to stay on this blimp view just to see what these cars kind of scatter out here on this restart. Manny Valdez, Tabor Mowry on that outside. Getting ready to take this thing going green, and away they go. Looks like Greg Klein stayed back a little bit, and William Brown gave the 72 a little bit of a push, so Greg Klein was able to slide down into that inside line fairly quickly.
Here comes Malarkey, though, man. He's moving.
As he had some space. Malarkey right off the bat jumping all the way up into fifth. He's able to get some moves going here pretty quickly. And everyone has now single filed out once again, but we have seen as these laps kind of tick away and people start making little errors here and there, passes are being made kind of relatively consistently as the laps go around here.
Yeah, the 10 of Matt Thornton in that Seattle Kraken paint this week instead of his usual Rainier beer. He's had kind of a roller coaster day, been up a few, down a few, now sitting pretty solidly in that 7th place.
Yeah, but his car it's clean. His car's
it's clean. That's right.
He's running well. I don't even know what a Kraken is, but looks like some kind of octopus or something.
Yeah, remember Clash of the Titans? The old ass movie?
Oh my God! Yes.
Big stop motion monster, that came out of the ocean.
Okay.
I think that's what it's about.
That's weird.
It was a weird looking monster.
Yeah, well, at least he's very consistent today so far, so good for him. And it's kind of spreading out. Ooh,
it's Tabor Mowry trying to get around that inside of Manny Valdez. Man, they got really close to touching doors there for a second, but looks like Manny on that outside is pushing that as hard as he can. Same thing with Mowry as he loses it a little bit. That's going to lose him some time and not be able to get that pass completed. But, man, that is a very bold move right off the bat from Tabor, because I think he knows once when these tires go away, it's going to be dang near impossible to get around Manny.
Tabor's showing that Ohio boy in him right there.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving up. It slowed him down a little bit, but, hey, he's having a heck of a race, and I know he's got a big fan club. So
yeah, he's got some people pulling for him tonight, and I'd like to see him get a win, nothing against Manny, but I'd like to see Tabor put a notch in his belt in this in his own league. So it's nice to see him pick up a win this season.
If I was running the league and it was me, I'd just black flag Manny for something. Yeah, I'd just take the victory.
Excuse? I can't do that, man. Come on.
Oh, that's why I'm not running anything.
You can volunteer to be an admin next season. I'm sure they're looking for some.
Yeah, they don't want me. I retired from racing. I think y'all know.
Yeah.
So look back here for 9th and 8th. You got Mike Simone trying to figure out a way to get around Gary Sargent. Gary's been having a really great race. He's up 6, currently sitting in 8th there. So he's been doing a pretty good job of keeping that car clean himself. Looks like Greg Klein's going to be having a little bit of company with Justin Malarkey now. He's been able to catch back up to this main group, and probably within the next couple laps he's going to look to maybe make a pass. Looks like Eric Fiorello is also caught up to Stephen McComas. He's going to try to work his way back up through the field, but looks like, I don't know what's going on with Eric. He was quick there for a second, and now he's kind of dropped back through the field, maybe changing up the strategy a little bit.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe he's recognizing that, hey, look what, and you guys can see it. Look what's been happening. Every green flag run we've seen has gotten longer and longer and longer. Eric might have recognized that and said, hey man, if I'm going to make these tires last, and you know, I don't want to burn them up too quick if we get a longer run here. So maybe that's kind of what's going through his mind.
That's a smart move, because this is like one of those, you know, problems on, you know, like on the SAT or the LSAT test or whatever kind of test you take, you know, ASVAB. But we've had cautions at like 12, then 18, then 25. What do you think's next? I'm guessing lap 100 is when we're going to start seeing some issues, because they pitted on 70. And I think lap 100 is probably our
As William Brown finds his way around the 5 of Taver Mowry. So William Brown looking to make up some of that time up to Manny. The gap is about 3/4 of a second. But Taver's not going to let this one go sitting down. He's going to maybe try to sneak back up that inside. But no, looks like the 48 is able to just get a good enough run to hold him off, but that's allowed Greg Klein to catch right back on up too and throw his name into this mix.
A couple cars bouncing off the wall back here around, what place is this? Around sixth place or so.
Oh yeah, William Brown saw the middle of the wall there.
Greg Klein sees an opportunity there to get around the 5, and he will take it. That window, man, that was a very quick window, and he was right on that opportunity. So he's going to make his way back up here into 3rd and maybe try to stick here with William Brown, who lap by lap I've been noticing he's been pushing closer and closer to that wall, and he's going to run out of time here eventually.
Yeah, we're right at halfway now.
That's what happened there. Taver had to check up because William Brown hit the wall, and Greg Klein took advantage. So good call on that one, Brown. I was watching that, and that's kind of what happened on that last lap.
And in the meantime, you have Manny Valdez running away with this one a little bit. Gap is now a 1.5 seconds. We also got Justin Malarkey now caught up to that bumper of Taver Mowry, so don't look for him to be too patient here, trying to fight his way back up into a possible podium spot.
Malarkey's hungry, boy.
And Greg Klein all over that bumper of the 48. Looks like he's going to try to make a move right now as the 48 gets a little loose coming off of that corner. And this one's going to be tight, as looks like the 48 is going to drift out really wide there. And 92 able to sneak back around. So Greg Klein having a great run here.
The 5 going to be wanting to look inside that 48 right here too. It looks like, and here he comes.
Yeah, gentleman racing right there is all that is. But, you know, what about Manny out there in that clean air? And these guys are fighting for position, and all he's doing is just doing his thing, you know, until he runs into lap traffic, which is going to happen.
He got a couple seconds on Klein, don't he?
Yeah, he's moving.
That he is, and I wonder if William Brown's falling back because he used up those tires trying to, you know, quickly get through this field, but now he's feeling the effects of that, as Justin Malarkey is now back on that back bumper. These two got together in that first caution, so again, that was more of a racing deal than any bad blood or anything like that. And but we'll see what goes on here as the 73 maybe tries to make a move up that inside. He's trying to, but not quite there just yet.
He may have to wait till they come back around, take turn 1 and 2 again. He'll try it again. Oh, here he comes now.
Here he comes now. Man, that 48, he's driving that thing as hard as he can, but that wall is just creeping up too close for him. He's not able to kind of keep that car to stick, and he's kind of suffering for it, especially not being able to drive the line he might necessarily want, as you can kind of see here. Now that he's behind that 73, he's able to a little bit.
Yeah, we're still 79 laps away from the finish of this thing, so just take care of your car. You know, lap 96, take care of your car, and, you know, start pushing it at the end.
Let's see.
The Mountain Horns. Yeah, go ahead, Brown. Sorry,
I was just gonna say that 10 of Matt Florence, he's taking a sneak peek at this. He's been seeing what's going on in front of him and knows that once when that 48 gets on that outside, man, he's really struggling. So he's just trying to get his nose up there in that inside, and he'll have a pass. Another thing to note, Manny's lead is now under a second. It's now about 6/10. So Greg Klein, man, he is flying up through and trying to catch back up.
Wow. I wonder if Manny is just out there on cruise control, and he's minding that gap, I'm sure, watching his relative, but there's no reason to try to put 4 seconds on Klein. He might as well just, all he has to do is stay in front of him.
Well, I've been kind of looking at the difference in lap times here, and you can see Greg Klein consistently, lap after lap, being faster than Manny here.
Oh, yeah, he's hauling in. He's solid 10th faster, at least.
So he is, man, working his way up. I think that might be, the typical Klein strategy that we see of saving those tires, and maybe Manny burnt them up a little too quick, as now we're going to start to see some lap traffic come into play as well.
Yeah, and that's gonna test Manny. Yeah, that's gonna test Manny. He's just used to being out there by himself, So we'll see how him and Greg battle it out as they come up in this lap traffic. As we're into lap 101 already.
And remember what we called here a few minutes ago? One of you guys predicted lap 100, maybe when we start to see something happen.
I think it's coming. I was using deductive reasoning. Do you have that in Louisiana? Do y'all know what that is?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Good.
I'll tell you a joke about do you own a doghouse later. Not really appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
Remind me.
But look at Greg just
He's
on his bumper.
right there on his bumper, and this lap traffic is definitely coming into play now. Manny's got that 31, so he wasn't able to get the corner exit that he necessarily wanted to, letting Greg sneak back up to that bumper even closer. And this is just going to be a who can manage these lap cars the best kind of situation here.
And thank you, Albert Anderson, for watching us on Facebook. Appreciate the compliment, man. Yeah, there is some damn good racing going on tonight, and Klein is on a rail. That's how that guy does, man. Week in, week out, takes care of them tires, and he's always got a fast car, even late in the run.
A lot of seat time. He's put in a lot of hours, a lot of man hours. Wow. I mean, look at these guys. The lap traffic got cars 22 of Barkley, man.
As Manny getting into him, so that's going to allow Greg Klein to get a run here on that inside, but he's going to lift and be a little bit more patient with that. I think realizing that might not be the place to make the pass quite yet, and knowing that Klein's definitely got that kind of long run speed, you must be thinking, hey, if this thing goes green, I don't necessarily need to pass him now. I can easily pass him later.
Thomas S. on YouTube saying, man, he's got to have NOS or something in that car. He's too damn fast. He may. I don't know. We may need to tech the hell out of that car.
May have some hot sauce on that chicken. I'm not sure. But Barkley is definitely not giving him any. He's just running his line, making him work for it.
No, and
I've been that car before, and it's not fun.
As Eric Fiorello, our first lead lap car coming down pit road under green here.
Really? Oh,
so,
man.
We also kind of saw him struggling a little bit there, I think, on older tires, as the 72 and the 92 trying to get around this 22.
Time to take a chance, roll the dice, and do something different. That's what Fiorello is thinking right now. He's trying to help himself right here in the luck department.
All right,
we'll see.
Manny's sandwiched between two teammates here. Now what are we going to see?
Derek's probably going to stay high up here.
As Manny tags the wall a little bit, that's going to allow the 92 to sneak to that inside line. So
he's pinching him.
He's trying to keep it down there and not let Manny get away, but Manny's just able to hang on to that spot, and it looked like Derek Schimmel was even willing to try to be a pick and move up onto that outside line a little bit, but just not being able to make it stick on these older tires.
These guys share a radio channel together. The Angry Idiots got the 96 and the 92, so they're definitely talking strategy right now on that radio
And,
of how to keep this 72.
Why wouldn't you though? No, I'm just saying, why wouldn't you at this point?
Absolutely.
Oh, as
That's racing.
almost 3 wide there. It looks like the 72 just having to get aggressive to get around Derek Schimmel, who was also trying to fight to stay on that lead lap as Derek Schimmel gets up into that wall. He's able to save it,
Wow, good
and
save,
everyone's safely getting around him. And man, talk
You know who's
about
loving this? Taver Mowry.
yep.
Here he comes. He's got it down to about 9/10 right now,
That's the kind of racing right there where people talk about, well, these guys are just turning left and driving. No, there's a lot of stuff going on,
Absolutely.
with these teams and the drivers and strategy and all this stuff. But that right there was super fun, right? That was a really, really cool stretch of about 3 or 4 laps.
And, that's also something we don't get to see a heck of a lot on, the 1.5-mile tracks either. Typically, lap cars really isn't an issue. Either you're on the pace and doing all right, or your car's kind of toast, and people tend to call it a night at that point. As someone else we need to be watching out on, that's the 10 of Matt Forns. We're going to leave this battle real quick. He's now up into 5th, so he's been slowly moving his way up, as Alan Dixon having an issue. He's down there on the inside grass.
Greg's coming around Manny right now.
And so that's not a cautionable moment there. And around he goes. Greg Klein to the lead around Manny.
Man, that's Mr. Tires right there, Mr. Tulsa Tires, Greg Klein. He knows how to save them, and maybe that's what happened there. You guys think he saved those tires just for when he needed them there?
Oh, absolutely. 100% without a doubt.
Now, the interesting thing we're going to have to wait and see on is when these guys come down pit road. I know, especially those front two, and I think Taver as well, they all practice their green flag pit stops to a little bit of an excess maybe. So these guys are really, really good.
Eric Fiorello got the newest tires on the track. Remember, he pitted at 105. He is passing people like they're standing still, trying to get up there. Looks like he's being scored 2 laps down right now because the green flag pit stop really kill you here. But
well, and
took a
these
little
guys,
gamble.
yeah, all the leaders have pitted on lap 70 pretty much, and
Yep.
let's see what happens.
Oh,
man.
as the 10 and the 73 of Malarkey almost get together. Looks like the 73 got squeezed up into that wall. He was like, man, I can't go any higher. And thankfully they were able to figure it out. But, whoo, boy, you can just see that speed that Fiorello's carrying on those new tires.
And look, this might look like a wide track. It is not. It is really hard to run side by side here. Running 3 wide's damn near impossible. So these guys don't have a lot of room to work with side to side here. The wall comes up fast, as you like to say.
Yeah, it does. And hey, thanks to Extreme Custom Paints, these guys are putting on a show for that business. Extreme Custom Paints. I think one of the league members, Joe Archer, has a paint business, and y'all need to check that out and get your custom paint jobs from him.
He's checking out on Facebook. He's up there in Saskatchewan. He's got nothing better to do. He might as well paint some cars.
That's Justin Malarkey coming down pit road. So we're starting to really see these guys that are kind of on that lead lap. They've seen what Eric Fiorello's doing currently. So
Malarkey just pitted, man. Here comes Manny too.
All right. Well, what's your play if you're Greg? Now you already know the cards are on the table. You're just going to keep going
gotta
around.
get as much as you can. No, I don't think so. I think Greg is gonna. He is not gonna give up.
oh, as Manny locks him up coming down pit road, that's gonna be close to a speeding penalty.
If he does, he's got to serve it under green, and that is gonna kill his night. Just heard a motor blow, I think.
Yeah, look at Eric Fiorello just unlapping himself, just flying through those guys that are on old tires.
So what Eric's going to do, he's going to count on a caution I think, before he pits again with the fresh tires that he's got right now.
That's Mike Simone, Michael Buckley, like we said, Manny, Matt Forns, all coming down pit road. Alan Dixon, I think, came down quite a bit earlier. He's been there for a little bit of time, getting some damage fixed.
Tabor's in.
So that just leaves Klein, Brown, Sargent, and Fry out there. Oh boy, as Manny coming out of pit road. Man, he couldn't have come out any closer to where Greg Klein was there.
My goodness.
So, yes, as of right now, Manny being scored a couple laps down, but he's going to be able to sneak back in front of the 25 of Fiorello rather easily, and Klein's going to stay out high. But, man, if you're Greg Klein, you got to be thinking, I got to pit.
He may be holding out for a caution here. Let's see if he can get
he's coming
one.
down.
Yeah, he just geared down. Yeah, he geared down. He's coming on in. And he's right behind Sneaky Pete as they enter pit road.
Yeah, just as Fiorello unlaps one of his laps down that he was. I'm curious to see how this
Cycles around.
25's pit strategy is going to come in.
As we're
maybe on to something.
As we're now with that new leader, the 48 of William Brown, he was fighting his way to get back up here. And for someone who is definitely strolling on those older tires, I would have thought he was going to be coming down about the same time as Malarkey was, because I know those two were right around that same area. Tony Fry as well has yet to come down, and the 70 of McComas as well as the 96 of Schimmel all need to come down still.
So the 48's probably just saying, man, I'm going to try something different and come out here and just mess around, because he's locked in. He's got, what, 2 wins on the season?
I don't. He's got enough to. He don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think he's just playing around, figuring out how he likes to run, getting a little bit more seat time with these guys, and maybe gaining an extra bonus point. It doesn't really matter, but
you get to carry those over to the playoffs. So maybe that's kind of what he's doing.
That could be.
Oh,
it could be a Derek Schimmel, and we're gonna have a
going out of wreck. He's wrecking. Oh Lord, what happened to Derek back there?
And that's gonna bring out the yellow flag.
Yeah, cold tire situation there. No, he's on old tires.
Oh, super old tires.
And what is that going to do to our field as we cycle through?
The damn pit strategy just went out the window for most guys. Fiorello is back on the lead lap right now, it looks like. Hang on a second. I'll wait for it to cycle around. He might be a lap down still.
And I don't know what exactly happened to Schimmel there. It looked like he was maybe paying attention to the faster car coming up the inside and lost track of where that outside of the car was, tagged the wall, and spun it right down and into the wall a little bit. So a little bit of damage for that 96, but that's really going to help out William Brown and Tony Fry as they come down. These guys are going to be your 1 and 2. Tony Fry having quite... actually, not a bad car. I was seeing the 22 of...
That's Barkley, yeah.
Yeah, of Barkley, excuse me, to... missing some body panels, so we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to see how these guys all cycle around and everything, because all these guys are gonna have to get waved around that pace car.
Yeah, thanks to all you guys for watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to catch us on Monday, Xfinity Series. Where's Xfinity at this week? Do y'all know? I have to look at the schedule.
I can find it for you. All I know is they got a high car count, and there's some good racing, really good racing.
Great racing to watch. If you guys think this is fun with 18, 19 cars, try it with about 36, 35, however many they're running here recently. But oh man, it's a blast. We enjoy having you guys watch us, no matter what kind of racing we're doing. And don't forget to catch Isaac Wilson and his broadcast on Thursday night as he covers the ARCA series.
Yeah, they're at Phoenix with the dog leg at night, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, awesome. Under the lights.
And
Markley's
you said that's
coming
that's with the dog leg?
Yep, with the
Ooh.
dog leg.
Man, we
Under
saw
So
10
Manny
laps.
just did his little fake out thing and stayed out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's going to do.
Well, we already knew that the 48 and the 64 were going to be 1 and 2. It looks like Manny will probably be starting here in third as Stephen McComas comes down pit road.
And his tires aren't that old. They're only about 10 laps old.
But I mean, 10 laps. That's a pretty big difference, especially if he was pushing it hard to try to make up as much time as he could because he knew Klein was staying out on those older tires.
And like we said, if we get another long run, it's going to be 10 laps worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
those 10 extra laps may come back and bite him in the ass. But we'll
long
see.
run would be what do we have left? 45 laps left to go, roughly. They could do it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They could do it.
They could.
But I don't think so. I think we're going to see some real dicey stuff at the end.
That's going to be 56 laps on them tires for Manny, though, when he finishes up.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they're hoping for at least one more caution is what
I
I'm
bet
thinking
they'll
they're
get
hoping
one.
for. I would assume so.
We do have some green-white checkers to use here, too, just in case. We'll see. We'll see how racy they get towards the end. You got some hungry guys out there that are wanting to pick up a win and get in these playoffs. And look no farther than the two cars that are right behind William Brown right now, Anthony Fry and Steve McComas. As we got some wave rounds happening now. A bunch of cars going around, the pace car getting a lap back.
Yeah, that was just due to the timing of that caution. William Brown was able to maintain that lead, staying out. I think maybe having a little bit of foresight, knowing that with the new versus the old tires out there on the track, something was probably going to happen, and something did.
Malarkey's one of those guys too. He's on a little bit older tires too. He pitted and got tires that looks like at lap 117. But he's one of the guys in the field. Well, the only guy in the field right now has got a real life, living, breathing human being in Isaac Wilson, being his car chief and spotters. Pace car's off.
Pace car's off. This is going to be pretty much a single file restart because of all the waiver rounds. Really, other than the top four are all kind of stacked up. So you're going to see them kind of scatter a little bit as, boy, oh boy, did Manny get a massive jump on that restart. Looking to that outside, was able to make his way around, I believe that was Matt Thorns. So Manny's squeezing his way all the way up into third already.
Very aggressive moves there.
Might have to take another look at that one by the admins. He might have jumped that one by how quickly he got out in front, but man, he's already looking to the inside of the 64 of Fry, and he will get that pass done. He's also got the 25 of Eric Fiorello sitting there right behind him, even though Eric's a lap down still. He's still trying to fight it out with all these guys up here up at the front, but William Brown leading this thing away.
Yeah, Fiorello's he's racing the 28 and the 26 right now for that lucky dog spot. Hoping for another caution here, get some fresh tires, and get back on that lead lap.
Right, he almost had one. Stephen McComas nailed the wall on the front stretch there. He saved it, luckily, and Malarkey just knifed right through it, so no harm, no foul on that one.
It's like the 27 of Red Stick Mike Simone. A little bit slow there. I'm not sure if he saw something he didn't like seeing in front of him and had to get out of it a little bit or something. He's a couple cars behind McComas. May have been what happened there.
As looks like Taver trying to get around McComas right now, looking to the inside of that 70 as the 70 drifts way out and almost snags that outside wall, and that's going to get a whole slew of people around him. Greg Klein, unfortunately, now in sixth. He's going to have a lot of work to do here to kind of get this one towards that end. But, other than that, everyone's doing fairly well. And, yeah, Eric Fiorello doing a great job still staying in that kind of lead Lucky Dog's spot there in ninth. He's got a little bit of a gap over Gary Sargent, who would be kind of his nearest competitor there.
Yeah, and thanks once again to Extreme Custom Paints, Joe Archer, for sponsoring this race. Check him out on Facebook, Extreme Custom Paints. Got a bunch of guys around here at Paint Cars, and Joe's one of those guys that he puts a lot of effort and time into it. And man, you can really see it in the paints he has on that Facebook page. Go check him out. The north-south guy's got a paint guy too. Mike Simone paints the north-south cars. He's pretty good at it too.
That's the 5 of Maury. Looks to make a pass on the outside of Justin Malarkey, and he will be able to get that done. I wonder if Justin Malarkey's backing off, saving tires, seeing what Craig Klein was able to do.
I think so. He just kind of let him go right there, you know. So, yeah, somebody's in his ear, and not a computer, telling him, "Hey, let him go, and then you'll catch him later." I think that's probably what's happening with Malarkey.
Well, we're coming to 35 laps to go, so although he does have some time, it is definitely running out as the 92 of Klein trying to get around that lap car there, and he does.
I know we're not supposed to play favorites, but really like to see that 5 car get up there and take a win. I'm not sure. It may end up slipping through his fingers this week. We'll
Are
see.
you in his fan club too?
No, hell no, I'm not. The only fan club I'm in is the club where it's hot and humid down here in Louisiana. And if you don't have a bunch of fans in your house, that's the only fan club I'm in.
You got some Nutri-Rats down there?
Oh, it's great.
Not where I'm at.
Greg
Okay,
Klein's
Greg
able
Klein.
to get around Malarkey there up the inside. So Klein making a move now back up into 5th. Still a ton of work to do. He's got about 4 seconds to make up to get back up to that lead spot. Other people making some moves. You got Matt Forns in that 10. He's trying to catch back up to that 70 of Stephen McComas, and he's been having a heck of a race there in that 10.
Yes, Mike Simone about neutral.
Oh, as the 70 and the 10 get together, and that's going to bring out a yellow.
Well, that's a dang shame.
Well, you know who's happy to see that's Eric Fiorello getting that lap back. That's what he's been waiting on, and he'll be able to come in and get himself a fresh set of tires, probably.
Boy, Steve McComas has had a rough one today.
It doesn't look intentional. It looks like the 70 maybe slowed up for the corner more than the 10 was expecting, and when those bumpers got locked, it was dang near impossible to get off of it. And unfortunately for McComas, that's going to be quite a bit of damage, and he probably might be coming down pit road to get some of that fixed.
You called it.
48 and 72, I think everyone's going to be coming down here getting as fresh tires as they can get.
Yeah, and you called it, Brown. I think McComas was just going in that a little slower, and Forns, didn't see it. He might have been texting on his phone or something. I don't know what the heck he does up in Washington, but just different breaking points, different stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing intentional. And hey, we're gonna line them up here, and this is gonna be. I think we're gonna have the fun run right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout, boy.
And you got all the people who have showed some speed. They're going to be up there at the front at this restart, not all kind of stacked up behind each other all willy-nilly, as the 48's able to just beat off Manny Valdez off pit road. Tony Fry was able to beat off Taver Mowry, and it looks like Greg Klein will just slide in there right behind them.
That's amazing. I love this. I love racing. This is an amazing thing we're doing here on iRacing. I love iRacing. They give us the platform to do some of the most fun things you could do on a Friday night. as an old person anyway. But
Yeah,
really
that's
good time.
Just remembering a joke from earlier. I think that's the thing.
That's pretty fun stuff. But Matt Foreig's still out there in position number 7, so I don't think it killed his day.
And look, we called it this way too. Fiorello got his lap back, came in. He's getting fresh tires. Man, what a turnaround for him! As he was one of the first cars to pit under green during one of them long green flag runs we had, trying to do the opposite, trying to make something happen. And now he's got both of his lap. He unlapped himself for one of those, and then just got the lucky dog. So he'll be back on the lead lap. That 25 car. Telling you, man, don't ever run that Sprite paint again. That Coke paint, that's where it's at. That's where your luck is at, man.
Well, that's what brings him money right there. That's his bread and butter, the old Coke.
Him and Alan Dixon, too.
Yeah, they're always running. Alan Dixon and the Coke Zero. You couldn't tell. You don't have a back deck lid or anything tonight, but...
Yeah, I think he works Coke distribution down in Georgia, I believe.
That's where it's from, isn't it? Atlanta. That's where Coca-Cola was born.
Yeah.
A little history for y'all. So
they don't have the cocaine anymore.
Well, no. I think that was 1908 or something. They stopped doing that. It's frowned upon now. I mean, unless you're in Hollywood.
Cocaine is frowned upon.
Yeah, well, you have to. They make the masks. Those masks where you can put the little snort hole through it.
What? What?
No, that's California. Y'all probably never been out there.
I think I need to shut this conversation down.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just got tickled by you, Brown. You made a funny there, and I just kept rolling with it. Yeah. It's a good race, though. We're really enjoying it.
That's William Brown's gonna lead us off here on that inside line. Manny on that outside, and like I said, we're gonna be all stacked up for this one. So this one is gonna get exciting, and it's gonna get exciting quick. As looks like Derek Schimmel still down there on pit road. I don't know how much damage he had, or if he's calling it a night after that caution. Maybe
it'll be more and more excitinger as we go.
Excitinger. That's the most accurate statement I could probably imagine over there. As pace car is gonna come down pit road this time by, and you know what? It's Adam Turner's favorite time of the race. It's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out that window. We are going racing here with essentially less than 30 laps to go. A big old sprint to the end. And here we go. William Brown getting a pretty good jump there on that bottom line. Manny sticking to him on
I reckon back here. The 25's around.
Wow.
What happened to Eric Fiorello there? But
I'm going to guess, is that a cold tire situation? I hate to say it. It's so cliche, but I would think that might have been.
I think he might have drifted outside and into the 10 of, not the 10, but the 80 of Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle. That's exactly what happened. It looked like he might have been trying to push it to 3 wide. Let's see if I can't get a chase camera of that. Let's take another look.
He was probably looking at that paint scheme and got scared. Oh, Lord.
He got a big time jump trying to scoot up the middle and a little bit of net code, but he cut it a little too close for that 80, and they kind of rubbed fenders a little bit, and around went the 25. And man, you were just talking about that luck, Alan English. You sir gave him that commentator curse.
Well, and what about this though? Do you think it looked like Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle was he missed a gear? I don't know if he was going a little bit slower than everybody else. It just seemed like he was a little bit slower.
Yeah, you may be right.
And that might have caused, the issue with Eric, and that's a shame. I'm sure he's not real happy with that.
I'm sure not.
No, but someone who is happy with that's going to be Manny Valdez, because when that caution came out, his nose was in front of William Brown. So Manny Valdez is going to be on that inside for this restart.
Comes Michael Butler getting a lap back.
This is crazy how this thing's shaking out. I mean, it's almost like a Yahtzee game the way this thing's being played out.
Yep, and look, with 18 cars, it's not a very big field, but keep in mind, folks, that this is a pretty narrow track. It's it's pretty crowded, close quarters, and it's only a mile long. And as we've seen, lap traffic is going to be a factor from now moving forward. Even though we are getting a restart here, there's some cars that have a lot of damage out there that are still running, like the 22, among others. So it's by no means easier. It's by no means easy, even with a small field here.
No, by no means it is not. Just gonna double check that the lights on the pace car are not going to go off here. I think they've got a couple more laps to go. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick moment for some station identification, and we'll be right back for that green flag to get going once again.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, 2 series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason from your Signature Esports.
As we welcome you back, getting ready to take this green flag once again. Manny Valdez is going to be starting on this inside. William Brown on that outside. Taver Mowry will be in, I believe, in third with Anthony Fry in fourth. Greg Klein will be starting on that inside fifth with Matt Forns on his outside in sixth. Justin Malarkey still lurking back there in seventh. McComas in eighth. Gary Sargent ninth. And Michael Buckley rounding out that top 10. Eric Fiorello still driving around out there. He's still on that lead lap. He's going to be 11th, so he could still make some moves here with that damaged race car. But we're getting ready to take this thing back to the green flag, and away we go, winding it up once again. 22 laps to go. Manny Valdez getting a great jump on that inside. Unfortunately for William Brown, that outside's just got really not much as he spins out right into Taver Mowry. Big wreck. This one's gonna cause mayhem.
Oh, that's terrible to see Taver's day ruined like that. William Brown I think he got a little antsy trying to catch Manny there. I think, is that what you saw, Brown?
Oh man, we're just gonna have to take a look back at that entire thing, because holy moly.
Yeah, I think William just.
That's what it looked like. It was a self spin, and it checked up that entire field. We got the 5, got the 92, the 64, and the 10 were able to sneak their way through here. So let's take a ride with that 64 of Tony Fry. See exactly what he saw as he. Oh, he did get into the back of Taver. That's kind of the reason why Taver went down into that wall. Man, that collected a whole lot of people. Really, I think like Matt Forns might be the only one that didn't hit anybody.
Yeah.
I walk away for 1 minute and
yeah,
all hell breaks loose. What are you guys doing?
One mistake. I mean, just one little mistake caused that, and no ill intentions, nothing happened. William Brown just lost control of that race car as I think he was just trying to keep pace with Manny on those fresh tires, man. And hey, it happens. That's Dover. That's racing.
Feel bad for Maury too, man, involved in that.
Yeah, Maury, Klein, Tony Fry. I'm surprised he's not coming down pit road because he hit that back bumper of
Did Klein hit anything?
Yes, Klein ran out of room as the 48 drifted down the track and straight T-boned. I think, unfortunately for Klein, I don't know if his night is going to be done, which, man, he was having a great race. Same thing with Maury. You definitely don't want to see these guys ended on that kind of note, but...
Greg was going to have a podium tonight, I swear to you, man.
Yeah, he was, and like you said, this
would have been close too.
This is a tight track. It's super tight. There was nowhere to go for anyone, and Tabor's already disconnected from the server. I think his car's done, and that sucks for him, man. He was having a heck of a run. He must like this track. I bet he's cursing it now, unfortunately for him. And,
Gary Sargent, 28, coming in for some fresh rubber because, why not?
Why not? You've now got Gary Sargent. Just a few cautions ago, he was a lap down. He's now up into like 7th. I think he's going to end up being 8th when everybody kind of cycles around and all that.
Look at Eric Fiorello, the Italian stallion. He's still hanging in there. Moving up a little bit.
A little bit of damage, I think, still on his back end, but
he avoided that one, and man, terrible to see. We've had a heck of a race though with these guys. Midwest States of Thunder put on a great show, and thanks to Extreme Custom Paints for sponsoring this race. They haven't disappointed out here.
Yeah, it's been extreme, and I wish it was paints and bodywork because, that's what a lot of these guys are going to need. I mean, Manny's just about the only person who hasn't been involved in something yet today.
Yeah, and that's all that fresh air he's getting, and clean air. But you don't have a fast repair in this league, which is challenging, right? You have to take care of the car, and sometimes, like in that situation, Tabor and the guys behind him, they didn't have a chance, unfortunately. But it's real racing, right? You don't get a fast repair in NASCAR, do you?
That's right.
So that's what makes it fun. Sucks for those guys, but the show must go on, and we have about 17 laps to go to finish this thing off.
Yeah, lights are out on the pace car, so they'll go green when they come back around here. Thanks a lot to Richard Gray for watching and all the support he gives the channel and the league. Richard's going to be sponsoring a race later on here in the season, but he said, dang, that sucks for Latte, Latte Motorsports.
Yeah, it goes into the points, and Angry Idiot's got kind of screwed on that deal as well. So
yeah, so I'm interested to see what the owner or the team points are going to be after this race.
Right, says. Pace car's about to come off there, Brown. I got the drinking helmet on. I'm ready.
All right, because you better hold on to it because away we go here with Manny Valdez going to lead us off once again. Looks like Tony Fry may not think that damage is too bad because he's staying out there. He's going to be restarting on that outside. And here we go down into turn number 1, and you can kind of see there that inside line, man, it can just go and go as Justin Malarkey sneaks up that inside line, managing to pick his way up through this field. He was biding his time earlier after that first incident, and he's now sitting up there in second.
Yeah, now Manny's driving it with his rearview mirror. Malarkey is just coming in hot, what they say out there in those streets. He's coming in hot, and he's got his eyes on Manny right now.
Yeah, he's flying. Fry's staying with him, that 64.
Oh, as that 73 drifts out wide just a little bit, almost snags that outside wall once again as Manny runs the fastest lap of the race that time.
Holy crap. 22.56.
And I think if Malarkey would have held it, he might have run a faster one. So
He's a full 10th quicker than anybody else. Well, except for Tabor.
yeah. Well, Matt Bourne's. What about him? He's there
back where we
P4.
started, man. It took him. Michael Buckley just set the fastest time with a 22.50. Yeah, man. Foreign started in 4th, went way to the back, then went up, down, up, down. He's back up to 4th. Eyeing that podium spot that Tony Fry is hanging on to right now.
Trying it. Oh, as Michael Buckley hits that outside wall and comes back down to the inside wall. I'd be surprised if his
saying people's names.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if his engine is still running. It looks like he's able to keep going under power here, but man, that car's got a ton of damage. That was a hard hit as Stephen McComas is going to have a little bit of pressure here from that 25 of Fiorello. He's looking to get his way up back there into a top 5.
Yeah, look at him, man. Up 10, hard charger of the race so far. He's just tough. I mean, he's toughing it out tonight. And it's so far so good.
Unfortunately, that last accident claimed William Brown and Greg Klein as both of them have disconnected and called it a night. A lot of damage on the 2 cars, the 48 and the 92.
As Gary Sargent now sitting there in front of the 25. I don't know what was going on there, but either way, that 25 trying to get as much as he can out of his car here late in this run, and Justin Malarkey has caught right back on up to that back bumper of Manny Valdez as they're dealing with a little bit of lap traffic there pretty easily. So this thing ain't over yet with 10 laps to go, 9 when we cross that line. And if anyone's got anything to say about it, it's got to be Justin Malarkey, as Tony Fry's just losing time here as these guys kind of drive away.
Yeah, and the track has cooled off. The track is at 80 degrees right now. Little cloud cover. Yeah, I think we started, what was it?
96.
100. Yeah, about close to 100. So cooling down, should stick a little better, and that's going to be good for Manny, unfortunately. It's the Manny show, the fastest chicken in the South show, but we'll see if Malarkey's got anything for him here in this last few laps.
We did start this race in the heat of the day. Now I'm showing it's 5:36 race time, so it has cooled down some. And wow, I didn't know it was that much. Thanks for pointing that out.
As Manny looks like he found a little bit of pace here, just trying to push it as hard as he can, extending that lead just a little bit. Matt Fornes sitting there in 4th. He's slowly inching his way up to that back bumper of the 64 as we come across the line here with 6 laps now here to go.
Fornes to the wall right on the front stretch. Bounced off the outside wall, went all the way to the inside, was able to keep it clean, hang on to it. He didn't hit anybody else, but I guarantee you that 10 car's got some damage on the right side.
That it does, and unfortunately for him, I think that's probably going to cost him that podium. So we're coming around here one more time with 5 laps to go.
You hate to see that happen with these guys that go through so much during these races and up and down all night, and then just hit the wall by themselves, Hate to see that happen.
How you do as Manny just continuing to extend that lead. I mean, both these guys pitted at the same time, so they have the same amount of kind of rubber on those tires. It's just, I think Manny has that little bit of extra pace as we're going to have 3 laps to go this next time by.
Yeah, you get guys like Sargent, Fiorello, McComas. They got newer tires than these top 4 cars, but Manny's still pulling out there.
Yeah, they just run. They're going to run out of time here.
I think you're right.
And I think Manny's also the only person that doesn't have any damage whatsoever on that car.
Well, he's been in clean air most of the night, so
That's a good
hey,
point.
that's what happens when you qualify well and you race well. You can get away from all this stuff that goes on in the back. Steve McComas, what a really good run from him, sitting in P5 right now. He stuck it out too, fought through some stuff. So, heck of a race, y'all.
Yeah, Baton Rouge native, Red Stick Mike Simone, hoping for a caution here so he can get a lucky dog, get his lap back. He's the only car that's one lap down. So I mean,
unfortunately for him, that's not going to happen, as the white flag is waving as Manny enters turns 3 and 4 for the last time here today. He's going to be running it down here across the line. No one in that rearview mirror, picking up another win here on this great season that he's having. Justin Malarkey will finish here in second, with Tony Fry picking up a solid third place.
Yeah, Forn's finishing where he started in fourth. He can't be disappointed about that. You know, as much bad luck as he's had tonight.
Well, what about Gary Sargent? Heck of a run, up 8.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Eric Fiorello, great run from that guy, man.
It could have been so much better, man. I know Eric is still not satisfied with that. He's up 9 spots, but it could have been so much more.
He's locked in the playoffs. I wouldn't worry about it.
He's in on points, I believe. Richard likes your fastest chicken in the South.
Yeah.
I
like it too. I think
he's rolling on the floor, boy.
Oh man.
He's seen that movie.
Yeah, I know he has. He's old, like some of us. Some of us.
Don't call out Richard.
Well, we're about the same age. We're old. I didn't say just he's old. But Brown, what did you think about that race? You had a great call. I thought it was very fair, balanced. I don't think anybody's going to fight. You know, pretty good stuff. Right?
It's these guys make the job so easy, because I mean, we had talent after talent, show up here, and it was just so unfortunate there at the end. Just one time mistake took out a whole bunch of the people that had been running up front, and but at the same time, it let some other people get some positions that they don't normally get to, and they also stuck around and stuck it out. So we always got to give those guys credit, as we do start to have them stack up here down in the podium finisher channel. So let's first start off with Mr. Anthony Tony Fry picking up a solid third place finish here tonight. And Tony, you're one of the ones that kind of got collected in a little bit of shenanigans early, but man, you toughed it out and came around here with a solid third place finish.
Yeah, I'll take it. It was definitely a tough race.
We saw y'all. Y'all had a little bit different pit strategy than a couple of guys there. I think it was the second green flag run that we had. I think you were the first car to come in. What was Isaac telling you on the radio? We know he's your crew chief and spotter, about y'all's strategy, and was that kind of a planned deal that y'all were just going to try to short pit everybody, or how did that conversation go?
I didn't actually short pit. I stayed out on that one and trapped a bunch of people a lap down. I finally figured out how to turn in the corner on old tires, so I was going to run that as long as I could and hope the caution came out. And I got fortunate there that it came out right as everybody pitted. Yeah,
sometimes that type of stuff works out for you, but hey, you're having a couple good weeks here. I guess, are you looking forward to next week, or what do you think about that, Phoenix?
I've never raced Phoenix.
Or is it? I may be off. It may not be Phoenix. I'm looking at the other thing.
Yeah, let me
go look. I believe it's Homestead.
Is it Homestead? Oh Lord, what do you think about that track?
It seems like those 1 mile tracks suit me pretty well recently. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Man, hey, good job on the P3. You pushed through a lot of incidents, and somehow you kept it clean, and good job.
Thanks. I want to give a shout out to my teammates here, Pete and John. John couldn't be here tonight, but I appreciate their support making it through this. I also want to shout out to my wife and kids, and also you guys. You guys do an awesome job, so keep it up.
Appreciate it, man. We really enjoy calling these races, and it's great to have your family supporting you in this kind of endeavor. well, we talk about it being a hobby, but it's a lot more than that. This is a outlet for a lot of guys to, to not just express themselves, but do something they really enjoy doing, and get to meet a lot of really interesting people. And we're glad you're a part of it. Congrats on your P2.
Thanks, guys.
As we slide up to the actual P2, that was P3. Anthony Tony Fry there, Mr. English.
English he's going after it tonight.
He's ahead of the game as we'll slide up. We'll slide up to the real P2, and that's going to be someone who is not a stranger up here in the booth. That's going to be Mr. Justin Malarkey. And man, we saw you have a little bit of an incident there early on with the 48. Didn't look too bad damage-wise between the two of you guys. But you were able to stick it out and claw your way back up here and finish a solid P2, man. And, it seemed like the cautions just kept coming out at the right time for you.
Yeah, back in the beginning, me and the 48, we were probably just running too hard for too early in the race, but, got to take the positions. But, yeah, we didn't really actually get together from what I heard. It sounded like maybe a little netcode happened because, but, that happens. But, yeah, luckily the damage wasn't too bad. It kind of stinks because it hurt both of us, set us back there. But, yeah, we had to fix the damage under cautions. Luckily there was enough cautions to get everything fixed. And, yeah, and then at the end, I almost got in another accident. That was crazy when the 48 looped around. And, kind of got knocked into my teammate, but I'm glad he was able to end up fifth. That was awesome for him. I was really happy to see him up there, Steven.
Yeah, he was beat to hell, and he ended up in a P5 for him. So we talked about him a bunch, but we also talked about you and what is it like having a real spotter in your ear talking you through some of these things that are going on the track? Do you think it gives you an advantage?
I mean, I've never had anyone do it until this league, and yeah, it was at first it was a little different, but then you get used to each other and you get used to what each other are looking for, and yeah, it's nice. He helps plan out the strategy. Just kind of calls out things. He just reminds me not to kill the tires sometimes. The one run there, the tires dropped off so bad on me, I had to pit early. I don't know if I had some camber knocked in or anything, but yeah, it's nice to have him out there. I mean, it's just, if anything, it just keeps it interesting for me. Keeps letting me know what's going on. This way, I could plan a strategy with them.
Yeah, I think it would help. And we talked about that a little bit. But congratulations on, the P2. Hey, playoffs are coming, so get ready.
Yeah, we're trying to get all our mistakes out of the way with some of the pit stops and missing them. So we have everything marked down. So hopefully we'll be good for the playoffs.
I'm trying to get all my broadcasting mistakes out before we get to the playoffs, too, because I thought for sure I was talking to you a minute ago and it was Anthony Fry. So,
well, it's all fun.
Sorry, bud. But, yeah, congrats on the P2. Definitely looking forward to Miami never disappoints. Homestead is such a cool track. It's not I wouldn't call it a cookie cutter track because it's very technical. I mean,
it's fun.
The banking's so low, and you can run a couple of different lines there. Are you going to be maybe trying out a couple of different lines during the week? What's your practice strategy, I guess, looking forward to Homestead?
Yeah, I mean, I got to go see if it's day or night for sure, but that outside line
transition, yeah.
Yeah, see that outside line could be so fast, but there's times when it's not, and it's just I've raced at Homestead where the outside line was so fast, and then I've raced there and got killed by running the outside line. It's just, yeah, I guess it's all gonna depend on how the track is. I know it's really dusty there since they've done an update. The one time I raced there, it was dusty for like 30 laps until it cleared off. Yeah, it was interesting. It was super dusty, but yeah, it should be fun. That outside line can make it fun. I mean, the inside line is definitely have some speed too in the beginning.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, we know you got some shout-outs to do, so hit them up.
Yeah, I'll keep it short because I could rattle off forever. I'll just give a shout-out to my aunt. She loves watching this. She was just telling me she's just recently retired and she looks forward to all the races. So we got to keep doing more of them because I'll get a lot of people watching for you, and the rest of my family, they all watch, and some friends. So, yeah, thanks for doing it, guys.
Awesome, man. We appreciate it, and congrats on another podium finish for you here today. And as we approach these playoffs, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, man.
Yeah, and go pull Steven when you're done with everyone, because I know he's pumped.
He should be.
See ya.
And then now for a name we haven't talked to in a couple of weeks, probably simply because he hasn't been around all that often. That's our winner here tonight, Mr. Manny Valdez, fastest chicken in the South. Manny, you had the cleanest car out there, probably partially because you were out front just about the entire darn thing, and you got pretty lucky there with where some of those cautions kind of took place. And man, you ran a heck of a race here today.
Yeah, thanks a ton, man. I've been working on Dover a lot because I remember when I first started, this was easily my worst track. But once I figured out how to do the diamond through the corners and not, kill your right side on that wall that comes out of nowhere, I've gotten a lot quicker here. And over time, it's just steadily developed into what I have now, and it's helped a lot.
Yeah, but, that's one of the things that it applies to so many things, but practice and practice and practice, and it's definitely made you a better racer. We're talking about a couple of the guys that were kind of giving you a run for your money there for a little while. We all talked about it, about tire wear, how tire wear was going to be everything, and it really turned out to be that way. Did the length of the green flag runs concern you at all? Because we saw that the longer the race went on, the longer the green flag runs got. We started to see a few guys that were kind of going into tire save mode a little bit. How did you approach tire wear on this race? And what were you thinking when you were thinking about all this tire wear?
I knew tire wear was going to be a big thing, like you guys said, but mainly I think I had a car that was wicked fast for 10 laps, medium fast for like 25, but then anything after 25 laps, as you could see from those long green flag runs, I think we had like 3 of them that went over 25. I remember there was one from like 70 to like 110, or actually no, it was 130 now that I'm looking at it. That was a painful run. That's where I first lost the lead, just because it's really hard to save tires here. I don't know how Klein did it.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the race. He did pass you there, but that happens sometimes during stuff like this. But look, Gary Sargent's already updated the standings.
Yes, he did. Thanks for doing that, Gary. We appreciate it.
Manny, you're up 3 spots. I mean, you're already locked in. Does it matter? I mean, really? But are you looking forward to, I know next week's Homestead, but are you looking forward to the playoffs, and what is your mindset going in?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the playoffs. Homestead's going to be a fun race, but I'm really excited for when we go back to North Wilkes and Road America. I always love short tracks, and for whatever reason, I'm just naturally good with the road courses. So it's going to be really fun to do North Wilkes. For right now, it's showing it as 250 laps. I'm not sure if they're going to cut that down or not, but it's going to be fun because I'd had a really good race at North Wilkesboro and got my first Cup win there at the beginning of the season. So it'll be fun to go back there and see what I can do.
Congratulations, man! Back, you took a couple weeks off and you just came in here and smoked them again. So hey, congratulations!
Yeah, thanks a ton, y'all.
Ash Brothers Racing in 3rd spot right now. We'll see if Manny keeps running like he's running. They may end up catching up to Angry Idiots, but we'll see.
Man, but yeah, we'll have to see, because things are going to be definitely shaken up after this one. As like we said, the standings have been updated. We don't nothing catches our eye quite yet, but you know what? When we show up back next week live at Miami, we'll definitely kind of have to give you guys what's going on and take a closer look at some things, as we got one more regular season race to go, and then it's playoff time. But you know what? Until then, let's tell you where everybody finished up here today, because man, things got shaken up quite a bit in this one. other than that top spot, Manny Valdez just about darn leading this thing from the start to finish. Lost it for a little bit there, but was able to get it right on back, taking home the big win here in that 72 Zaxby's machine. You got Justin Malarkey being able to claw back through some early adversity and finish in P2 with Tony Fry having a solid race here, finishing in third. Matt Forns had a great race, being able to finish right where he started there in fourth, with Stephen McComas also having a great run. He was able to take home a fifth. In sixth, you had Gary Sargent up 8 spots, so a heck of a run from him here today. And Eric Fiorello, your hard charger of the night, finishing 7th, up 9 from where he started. You got Red Stick Mike Simone going to be taking home an 8th place finish here tonight. Not too bad, not too bad. Justin Barkley, 22 machine, up 4, finishing 9th. And rounding out that top 10, Michael Buckley.
92, Greg Klein ran great tonight. He was a threat for not just the podium, but maybe even for a win tonight. But, man, bad luck. Hey, wrong place, wrong time. That'll get you. And he ended up finishing 11th. The 48 of William Brown, same situation. Same sad song, different person. The 48 will finish 12th. Taver Mowry, same deal, man. Broken record here. Taver was one of those guys that he was pretty much top 5 all night. And a wreck puts him back in 13th. Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle in 14th. Derek Schimmel in 15th. Alan Dixon, that 31 Coke machine, finishing 16th. Corey Wakefield in the 16. Welcome back, Corey. 17th place. And Joe Neidick in the 24 will finish dead last, 140 laps down in 18th place.
Boy, oh boy, I know I got my action fix for the day, and hopefully you all watching at home did as well. As always, we gotta thank the sponsor of the race, and that's going to be the Extreme Custom Paints. That is by the Midwest Days of Thunder own Joe Archer. Definitely go check him out on, I believe, got Facebook and trading paints and whatnot. So if you want some fancy car designs, definitely go check him out. But you know what? That's it for the racing here at Dover, the Monster Mile in Delaware, and we're gonna head to South Beach, head to Miami next week, and we look forward to that race in action then. But for now, I'm Alan Brown, and for Alan English and Adam Turner, we are signing off.
Oh.
See ya.